food in a theme park has absolutely no business being that good.
That was, without question, the best meal I've ever had inside a theme park.
Hey there, Mam Fam. We are back with our Universal Epic Universe Portal Guide series, and this is our final episode, and we're spending all day here in Celestial Park.
That's right. Today we are exploring the world between worlds as we check out everything Celestial Park has to offer, from the shopping to the attractions, but most of all, the food. There is a lot of dining to be done here in Celestial Park. It's so beautiful, so let's go. To tell the story of Celestial Park, we must first tell the story of the Chronos, which is this huge entryway here as you make your way into Universal Epic Universe. It is the machine itself, this gigantic archway, portal up to the sky. This is the Chronos, and this is the mysterious, mystical, powerful machine that is opening the portals to the other worlds inside Epic Universe. You see, Celestial Park is inhabited by Celestians, and Celestians and Celestial Park itself are a place that exists in between our worlds, beyond space and time. And these Celestians like to travel to other universes and other worlds. And they use cosmic energy to create different things. In fact, they used cosmic energy to make this Chronos right here. And it just so happens that today, the day that you happen to be visiting the park, all the dials have aligned on the Chronos. They have harvested that celestial energy and opened the portals to the other 4 worlds. They have used the power of the celestial energy to power through the Chronos, which has opened up the portals to 4 other worlds: Super Nintendo World, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, Dark Universe, and How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. Aren't you lucky that today those have all opened? And it's why atop the Chronos, where you can see the spinning mechanisms, you can see the 4 token icons for these other worlds: the Time Turner for Wizarding World, the coin for Super Nintendo World, the dragon for How to Train Your Dragon, and the powerful orb from Dark Universe. Those correspond with the portals themselves inside the park. All that to say, Celestial Park is your entryway. It is your port of entry at Islands of Adventure. It's your Main Street USA at Disneyland, but I assure you, it is unlike any other welcome space at any other theme park. Super excited to explore it today. But now for some housekeeping before we go into the Chronos and fully immerse ourselves into Celestial Park. Again, this is your entranceway, so a lot of your housekeeping kind of necessary items are also going to be right here at the front after you've made your way through security and the ticket area. You've got your main hub for lockers right here on the left, but spoiler alert, there's more lockers inside. It's awesome. This is also where you've got stroller and ECV rentals to the left, and over to the right you've got guest services and first aid. But spoiler alert again, there's more guest services in the park because this is truly a revolutionary layout.
And as you walk into Universal Epic Universe, you are met with this quote: "Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams." And I gotta tell you, on my first walk into Epic Universe, I had a reaction. Wow. Even the sound as you're entering and the sort of whirling of the Chronos above us. I had a very real reaction to seeing this for the first time. It's just so beautiful. It is the culmination of so many people's hard work and effort to build and bring to us, and y'all, it's incredible. As you step through the Chronos and see the inner mechanisms of the portals that will be around Universal Epic Universe, you'll hear the pendulum swing, and then you'll be met with this beautiful view. And you're first going to be met with the goddess Luna here, who is on this end of Celestial Park. On the far end of Celestial Park, you have the statue to the god Apollo. The halo that surrounds him reads, "At break of dawn, the god of light, a bow he draws with all his might. His flaming arrow in its flight will burn away the darkest night." On Luna's halo that surrounds her, it reads, "The goddess Luna draws the veil across the worlds as colors pale. Her glowing face reflects the light and pulls the stars into the night." So Luna is the goddess embodying the night and evening time. So if you hang out in Celestial Park long enough, as the sun sets and day fades to night, you will watch an exchange between Apollo and Luna as they transfer their power and dominion.
As you can tell, Celestial Park was highly inspired by constellations, astrology, the Greek goddesses and gods, as well as World Fair designs from the 1850s to the 1930s with the different aesthetics you're going to see around the area. One of the things that I think is most incredible about Celestial Park, besides the fact that Universal is giving us an original backstory for a new world, it has been a long time since a theme park has added a new world not inspired by IP. So I give them big props for that and for putting so much heart and love and beauty into this area. They also created over 14 hours of original score, which is the most original music they've ever created for any world, any land in any of their parks. When researching Celestial Park, one of the designers said it was created as a space for people to reconnect with each other and with nature. We've made a conscious effort to put the park back into theme park and made sure not to design it with lots of concrete and asphalt streets. So they looked at some of the oldest theme parks, primarily those in Europe, which were very inspired by nature and gardens, and you can see that heavily throughout this world.
And you may be asking yourself, Self, what entity, what celestian, what humanoid maybe, discovered these great worlds, set out on a journey with a quest and desire for discovery? Well, his name is Vincent Various, but we're not concerned about him.
What I'm thrilled to tell you, fam, is that Vincent Various' co-pilot, his cohort, his explorer comrade is Captain Cacao. And y'all, he's a bear.
He literally is
He's
piloting
literally
the
a
ship.
bear. He's got a star and a moon on his eyes and a little captain's hat. The park's mascot's a bear, and I'm obsessed with it. Look at them. You can see them both right here in their airship full of dreams and stars in the balloon there. You can see Vincent Various looking out over the vast horizon, but most importantly, behind the wheel, Captain Cacao, ever steady, ever ready for a hug and an exploration. Universal, are you listening? Please, maybe, make a meet and greet. Bring us Captain Cacao. We need more merch, and we need him to be here.
Yeah, he has a backpack that's quite big. He also has a bucket hat, which is very furry. I think
I need a keychain.
Like a bag clip.
I need a shirt. I need a hat, and I need him to be here so I can give him the biggest hug.
Because as we know, if any bear deserves a hug, it's this one.
That's true. You heard it here from Alan.
But as always, before we dive into anything, we need some coffee. So we are here at the Starbucks satellite location here in Celestial Park, just outside of, sort of in between the portals to Dark Universe and Super Nintendo World. Now there is a full-size Starbucks at the front of the park as you enter on the right-hand side, but a little bit behind the scenes for you, dear friends. Every day before Molly and I would go and film the individual portal guides, we would go to this Starbucks location, this one, pick up our drinks, drink it as we waited for the portals to open for the day, and then get our day started off right. So now you are joining us on this tradition. Welcome. We're happy to have you.
It's so beautiful. I'm like teary because we just ordered our coffees and we heard the Harry Potter music and they were doing a fountain show to Wizarding World music. That was so magical. As we ordered our coffees, the Harry Potter music started and one of the fountain shows began to the Wizarding World music, and it made me emotional, which is not shocking, but it's so beautiful and that music's so beautiful, and I love that moments like that aren't scheduled, they're not listed anywhere, they're just magic that happens.
I also love that the fountains extend throughout the entirety of Celestial Park. So you're going to be catching a part of that show anywhere here. They're just so beautiful. It's quite the spectacular thing.
They were actually designed by the same company that did the Bellagio fountains in Vegas, so you know they're high quality, and it's just a little touch of magic. I don't think anyone's gonna come to this park and be like, yeah, the best thing was the water, but it is something special. Also, there's a moving statue right here, which I had not seen yet, so that was neat. Alan.
Yes.
I was taking a look at the list here.
Yeah, it's a long one.
As well as the Universal app, and there are 14 places to eat and drink in Celestial Park. But I have good news.
Okay.
2 of them are Starbucks.
Oh.
So we don't have to do that anymore. We already got coffee. We're not going to 2 Starbucks. One of them is the Blue Dragon, which is a table service restaurant. Unfortunately closed during the previews, but I can't wait to eat there when it opens.
All right, so that puts us at 11.
Yeah.
And 3 of those are bars.
Yeah. So that's like 8. And one of them's a candy shop.
7.
So
Still
we have
7 places
restaurants to eat at.
All right, well, folks, we've got 7 restaurants to eat at. So if we order a little
What's
bit...
an ice cream shop?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's dairy.
6 actual restaurants to eat at today.
You know, this isn't making me feel better. It's just a lot of stuff.
It started at 14.
It did. I will say, but if it looks like we're ordering less, that's
are.
why. We are.
We're not going to order as much as we have in the other restaurants for obvious reasons. Also, know that we're filming this over literally
A 12-hour day.
12 hours. So when you see us consuming alcohol, know that it is over all day long. Are you ready to start eating? Because you know what? You know what will make you feel better? In between eating at 6 different food restaurants, an ice cream shop, a chocolate shop, and drinking at 3 bars, we get to ride the most roller coaster in the park.
Yeah. All right, well, up first, let's go ahead and get started. We've taken a sharp left from our bench. We were over on the bench and are at the Oak and Star Tavern. And this is a 2-for-1 combo situation because inside, this is connected to the Plastered Owl. So, I mean, quite the way to start. The Oak and Star Tavern is a quick service restaurant that serves barbecue and is also a brew house. This is inspired by the critters of the forest, which is why you're going to see them sprinkled throughout. They're even on the columns on the exterior of the restaurant here. As you sit beneath the boughs of the oak tree, stare up into the ceiling, look at the stars, and swap your traveling tales as you sit down for a bite. Once inside, you find yourself beneath the boughs of an oak tree. This beautiful light in the ceiling emulating the stars in the sky. All across you have paintings on the walls that are hand-painted. You have stained glass that shows the tree itself extending up above the restaurant, and those critters on the columns extend all the way inside. We also learned, after talking with one of the very nice team members here, that the pots and pans here on this oak tree, handmade. That's very, very neat. I also love that you've got these very lush lounge chairs that feel very rustic. It's such a nice place to sit down, swap a couple of stories in the middle of a hectic day. This feels like a little hidden oasis. I mean, it's an oasis for me as somebody who dreams about sitting under the stars and tree with the campfire roaring. This is right up my alley. I love this place already just upon walking in. And now I'm excited to be able to try the food too. Oh wait, look at that critter mural back behind the registers. Oh my goodness. I didn't see these before. I just saw the trees. They have hand-painted wolves on this mural too. Little cuties. Hold on. Boop. Oh gosh, there's just so much more to take in. And then right here in the middle of the 2 oak trees that have been set on either side, you have these owls who are, I gotta be honest, I don't love how they're looking at me, but behind the owls is a fireplace. I can't wait to see that lit. They're judging me? For what?
They want to see what you order.
It's not gonna be owl.
Choose wisely.
You chose poorly. And connected to the Oak and Star Tavern is the Plastered Owl. As I look up, you see the tree boughs continue out here. This bar got its name for a cheeky celestial, and it's told that his stories are drawn along the walls here. Is it you? Are you the Plastered Owl? Is this where your story begins?
Who are you looking at?
Him.
Haha.
And while there is interior seating for you if you want to sit down in the AC and order something from the Oak and Star or the Plastered Owl, there is also a walk-up bar that you can have access to from the outside. Now, whereas the massive hearth at the entryway of the Oak and Star Tavern is very grand and has some very judgmental owls, this is much more quaint and homey. You've got what looks like a cricket or a grasshopper, I can't tell, up on the top here, but then these beautifully intricate tiles of different animals, the deer, squirrel, wolf, or fox, rabbit, peacock, an owl, another rabbit, and a squirrel on those tiles. This is beautiful. Oh, and then the acorns at the capstone.
All right, let's take a look at the Oak and Star menu. First of all, they do serve breakfast here, and it looks amazing. I already can't wait to come back and have breakfast, but let's take a look at the main menu. So again, it's barbecue, so they've got different platters where you choose a meat and a side. They've got brisket, chicken, jackfruit if you don't eat meat, ribs, a variety of other things, and then you've got sides such as baked beans, mac and cheese, crinkle fries, and slaw. They also have a couple of sandwiches, pork, brisket, and a jackfruit sandwich. A few salads, which I'm not going to lie to you, I'm already excited to come back at some point and eat that grilled peach arugula salad. Then you can also add extra sides if you'd like. A few desserts like banana pudding. As far as drinks go, they do have a variety of craft beers. Again, this is a brew house, including the Speechless Astronomer, which is a Celestial Park exclusive beer. Couple of bottled beers, seltzers, wines, as well as a few specialty cocktails, Rambling Raccoon's Margarita, and the Hoo Hoo Highball. Like any of Universal's quick service restaurants, they're going to recommend that you order at your table with the app. You go ahead, sit down, order, and then you will scan in your QR code on your table so they know where to bring it. It's really easy and convenient. Additionally, if you have an allergy like Alan does, it's really easy. You are going to see on the app that there is an allergen note. You're going to click that and add it to your order. It's not going to charge you anything, obviously, but you're going to add it like another item, and then a chef or a manager or someone will come out and talk to you to make sure whatever you ordered will be A-okay. Taking a look at the Puddled Owl Cocktails, they have some of the same drinks, like the Rambling Raccoons and the Highball, but they obviously have more drinks because this is the bar. So they have a variety of whiskey and bourbon-based drinks, which you know does my heart good, like the Dapper Deer's Old Fashioned, sounds amazing. The Puddled Owl's Namesake Cocktail, which is whiskey, lemon juice, cherry syrup, a whole variety of things. Steel Drum Smash is a rum-based cocktail. They do have a mocktail as well, featuring ginger and rosemary, which sounds very refreshing. A little bit different. They've also got wine and beer, and then it's a full bar, so you can order whatever you want. We have acquired drinks. Alan has gotten, surprise, the exclusive Celestial Park craft beer, the Speechless Astronomer, which was made by Crooked Can, which is a local brewery, so we love that they got this partnership. I have picked up surprise number 2, the Dapper Deer Old Fashioned. This is made with Four Roses Yellow Label Bourbon, Angostura bitters, a sugar in the raw cube, an orange twist, and a cocktail cherry. So it seems like a pretty straightforward old-fashioned. I'm not going to lie to you, friends. I thought about trying something more exciting, but the bartender said that the namesake drink was very sweet, as is the Rambling Raccoon's Margarita. He said that was a flavored margarita, as is the Steel Drum Smash. He said that's one of the most popular drinks, and that's also sweet. So I'm here with an old-fashioned.
We love an exclusive craft beer. Cheers. Ooh, the foretaste is all grapefruit. Very, very citrusy. Not tart. You're just getting a lot of those citrus notes, and it's very specifically grapefruit. And it's followed by the traditional IPA pine flavor. It's not super bitter, though. It doesn't have a lot of the bitterness that you're going to get from traditional IPAs because the citrus is cutting through it. I wouldn't say this is quite a hazy. It leans more traditional IPA, but it's very, very tasty. In fact, if you're looking to graduate from hazy IPAs to more traditional like West Coast, that's the beer to do it.
I think this is the best exclusive beer in the park.
Wait, I'm sorry, didn't you say that about...
I said that about Stoics White Ale. I probably said that about Reaper's Reserve. I probably said it in the Wizarding World too, but I think this is the best one. This is refreshing. This would be perfect on a hot day. And now, the Old Fashioned. Cheers. It's a pretty good Old Fashioned. It's a little sweet, but not too sweet. You can definitely still taste that bourbon, but there is a little hint of the sweetness, a little cherry number. It's aromatic, delicious. I think the one in the Wizarding World's better. If you're gonna get an Old Fashioned, I'd go with the Bar Moonshines, but good made classic cocktail, and I'm excited to try other things here in our future visits. What I like about Puddled Owl is it is a 360-degree full bar. No food service at the bar, so if you want to come in and sit here, you can and get a cocktail, or you can grab anything you want, sit out on the patio, or get it to go and enjoy the rest of the park.
I think one thing that I just want to acknowledge, after everything else we've talked about here with the Oak and Star and the Puddled Owl, is if you're wanting to put the park back in theme park, it's really no better way to do it than give yourself a dining spot that has immediate access to a patio. I love a patio.
What do you think a plastered owl would sound like? Like,
The hiccup's a nice touch.
Thank you. Alan, hiccups and Burke.
All right, that's enough. Alrighty, our food has arrived. We have gone with the barbecue beef brisket with a side of mac and cheese, and also had to pick up an extra side of this smoked harissa cauliflower. And I just want to acknowledge, I love that we have this selection of barbecue sauces here on the table. They're on every table. Tropical Gold, Harissa Sweet, and Huli Huli. So I'm very much looking forward to giving this all a taste. We're gonna do the brisket on its own first. Oh my, oh, whoa, 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 it's falling apart. Oh. Literally, there's next to no effort going into this. That is boding quite well for the brisket. Smells very smoky. Deep smoky flavor. Very, very moist. It just absolutely falls apart, which is, for brisket, I mean, good achievement there. Not super fatty. The fat has been used to sort of cook it through and keep it moist. The rub on the exterior is peppery. So if you're not a fan of like peppery rubs, maybe this won't be for you. I am. It's not spicy per se. Wow. They have done a really good job here. I am shocked this is coming from a quick service restaurant. This is this is above average level barbecue. So I'm pretty darn impressed. And now we try the sauces. Tropical Gold. Sweet, tangy, very pineapple-y. Now Huli Huli. Oh, this is very sweet, a little tang. If you're familiar with like a Polynesian style sauce, that's gonna be it. Then we have the harissa. That's my favorite. It's not close. Spicy, a little bit smoky, then on the back end molasses flavor. Last, the sweet is a traditional sweet barbecue sauce, very molasses and brown sugar forward. Now the mac and cheese. Whose grandmama is back there making this mac and cheese? They chose the right noodle, spiral noodle, 3 cheese, very thick sauce, very cheesy, and they clearly put it in the oven. So you got that nice baked cheesy layer, a little crunchy in some spots.
And I'm eating cauliflower. No, I'm gonna eat that mac and cheese, but I will be reviewing the cauliflower, which looks delicious, and low-key, I do actually love cauliflower. Ooh. Spicy in the sense that it's well flavored, not in a hot sense. You've got that specific harissa flavor on the background. I'm gonna dip it in the harissa barbecue sauce. Ooh, that's nice. The cauliflower's cooked well. I wish it was a little crispier. I wish it had been like toasted or broiled a little bit so that there was a little crispness on the edges. As it stands, it's soft, it's nice. If you're looking for a vegetable side, this is something a little bit more unique than just getting some kind of vegetable. I mean, for me, I'm gonna eat mac and cheese at all times because I am who I am, but those are a very good vegetable. And ooh, yeah, the sauce actually brings in a little heat.
Right?
I now wish we had this size of mac and cheese.
I quite enjoyed that.
I did too. And another, just a little detail, as we were in the restaurant, you could hear this like folksy guitar music.
You could.
And I know I mentioned that they made 14 hours of original score for this world. They actually made over 40 hours total of original music, which is so wild because, yeah, they could have just used some generic folksy music, but they got people playing campfire music in there.
This is dangerous. Celestial Park is an actual park, and the Oak and Star Tavern is definitely my vibe. The food, very tasty.
Definitely, I think the best in-theme park barbecue.
No question.
That I've ever had.
No question, yes.
Yeah, Polite Pig maybe a notch above, but like as far as in-park barbecue goes, A+. Yes. The mac and cheese.
Oh my God, the mac and cheese. Whose grandmother's recipe did you take?
Seriously, I hope she's getting paid well.
I did too.
If I may say one con.
Yes.
Smaller portion for the price.
Sure.
Very high quality food. Very, very delicious.
But it was rather small portions.
But it was not a huge portion.
Especially for the cost. We got one meat, one side for $20.99. And then the portion size was smaller, but.
Oh, but the food was great.
Yes.
Just something to consider.
And after a delicious, well, Molly's just dancing to the live music. And after a delicious barbecue treat, we are headed to grab a dessert at Frosty Moon, which is right across the way.
Frosty Moon is this cutie patootie little kiosk right here that serves ice cream. Frosty Moon primarily serves ice cream and it's all soft serve. They've got vanilla, strawberry, cheesecake, chocolate, cookie butter, and vegan vanilla. Then you get to choose 2 toppings, including mini marshmallows. Y'all, these are Lucky Charms marshmallows without the cereal. Also brownie pieces, Oreo crumble, strawberry cheesecake pieces, and more. They also have a couple of cookies, including a vegan house-baked chocolate chip. I don't even know what to get. I'm so excited because soft serve is delicious. All right, we have picked up the cookie butter soft serve with marshmallows and gold star sprinkles. I love the marshmallows as an option. I also love sprinkles because I love whimsy, and sprinkles are just whimsy that you can eat. The ice cream is creamy, it is dreamy. It's got that Biscoff cookie flavor, like if you get Trader Joe's cookie butter. So it's not super duper sweet like some of the other flavors would be. It's like rich and buttery, but not too sweet. This is delicious, and yeah, it's just soft serve, but they've got fun flavors and fun toppings. Who doesn't love that?
All right, well, that was some of the best soft serve that I've ever had, so I'm glad we picked that up. We're continuing our tour through Celestial Park, walking past the Blue Dragon restaurant. It is currently not open, but it is accepting reservations. In fact, we have one, and when it does, it will be a Pan-Asian table service restaurant. And I, for one, am very excited to try it because it's the type of cuisine I like, and based on what I've read about the interior theming, it's gonna be chef's kiss. Just walking about, hey there, Apollo, and it continues to be just a stunning section of this park. Wow. I can't express how much I love the gardens. And here's the deal. These trees, these plants, they're only going to continue to grow. They're only going to continue to add more shade. That's the best part about this, is we're literally going to be able to see this park grow, flourish, and thrive organically over time. So if it's beautiful now, I can only imagine how much more beautiful it's going to become.
I also just gotta say, these giant grassy steps out here with the fountains, not super shaded, so if it's hot, you may not want to sit out here, but I, for one, cannot wait during those few cooler moments we get in Orlando to sit out here, or in the morning or in the evening, with a coffee or a cocktail or a snack and just observe the beauty that is not only Celestial Park, but this park in general. It's an oasis. And now, with our bellies full of barbecue and soft serve, I can think of no better activity than riding Stardust Racers. Stardust Racers is a dual launch racing coaster where you are physically riding on the embodiment of a comet. You see, the Celestians that live here, one of their favorite sports is to race comets, and now it is your turn. And in fact, riding comets is how they discovered these other worlds, because you can't really control where a comet goes, so sometimes it just lands where it lands, and it's happened to land in places full of dragons, monsters, mushrooms, and wizards. Stardust Racers has a 48-inch height requirement. It does offer both single rider and express, and there are two different tracks you can ride, the yellow and the green. And of course, there's some internet debate as to which side is more fun, so maybe you should ride both and make a choice for yourself. Stardust Racers has no break zones once you get going. It has over 1.8 miles of track, making it the longest roller coaster in Universal history. It hits max speeds of 62 miles an hour and a max height of 133 feet, and it is known for a move called the Celestial Spin, when the two coasters spin across one another so you can look up directly at your competition. Super excited to ride this one again. Alan, are you excited?
Yeah. Twice, because there's two.
We gotta ride both. We gotta ride both. Here we have one of the goddesses welcoming us to Stardust Racers, and I think it goes without saying we're not going to be able to film on this attraction, nor through all of the queue, because it does have mid-queue lockers that you have to put everything in before going in through a metal detector, similar to Jurassic World Velocicoaster, but we will capture what we can, and what a stunning coaster. Super excited to get on this one. One thing I will tell you to do is take a look at the back of the coaster, and you're gonna see that they're actually powered by something that may look a little familiar to you. If you're a Back to the Future fan, yeah, that's what you think it is.
And if you look throughout the queue, you're gonna see these silvery spheres, these orbs that have been left behind. These are fallen comets that have come from the cosmos and now lay to rest here beneath the racers. And if you take a moment to listen, you will hear custom music just for this attraction that's not used anywhere else within the park. We rode both sides.
In the back, for
science.
Wow, we didn't even plan that.
That was
Speaking of science, an actual fun Easter egg that a team member told me is that all of the different trains are named after different scientists, philosophers, astronomers, some real, some Doc Brown. You wouldn't be able to tell as a guest, but that's a fun thing to know.
I'll say that the main difference that we were told, but the difference between the green and the yellow side is that when you move into the celestial spin, on the green side you are upside down, and on the going up, and on the yellow side you are
upside down, going down.
So
if you switch places.
Yes.
So, I think on the yellow side you get a little more airtime, but the green side, the celestial spin's more fun. So I don't know which one I prefer. We polled like 20 team members on the way out, and more people said green. I kind of liked yellow.
I did too.
I mean, I don't think you're gonna have a bad time either way. If you're a coaster person, this is a must ride. Very, very smooth. I don't think it's as intense as Velocicoaster.
I think it's more intense than Hulk. Certainly more smooth than Hulk.
I don't know if it's more intense than Hulk, because Hulk has more inversions.
But the scenery, though.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's an awesome coaster.
And now, after 2 successful coaster runs under our belt, we're going to head to the bar that's right outside of Stardust Racers, Bar Zenith. Bar Zenith is a walk-up bar that has a set of specialty beverages. Cocktails like the Parallax Punch, Schmiderian Bramble, Red Shift, and Natural Satellite. There's also the mocktail option, the Eccentric Orbit. Some beers on draft, some canned beers and seltzers, as well as a small selection of wines.
We have picked up 2 of the specialty handcrafted cocktails. This on the left is the Red Shift. It's made with 4 Roses Yellow Label Bourbon, lemon juice, honey syrup, and spellbound Cabernet Sauvignon. So a little wine bourbon situation there. As well as the Natural Satellite. This is Hayman's London Dry Gin, St. Germain Elderflower Liqueur, the Bitter Truth Cucumber Bitters, Club Soda, and a cucumber peel. I'm hoping that is so refreshing. And now we have found ourselves an empty little gazebo, which is not only providing us shade, but a beautiful view of the fountains. Also, friends, don't forget, hydrate before you dihydrate. I'm always the one reminding you of drinking water. It's definitely me who says things like that. No one else.
All right, let's try the Red Shift. And it's a Red Shift because it shifts from red to amber.
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna mix this. How pretty. Now, I've had a bourbon and red wine combination cocktail before. They're typically pretty hit or miss for me, I'm gonna be honest. So I'm intrigued by this. This one's a hit, though.
Could you say it was a meteor strike? It was a strike, like a comet?
A meteor strike?
Yeah.
This is the content you don't pay for, but you do come for it, so we're happy to have you. 2 things hit you immediately. That fruitiness and juiciness from the red wine, and then the smokiness from the bourbon, and that's what plays throughout. It is not sweet. It is very refreshing, which I know is a very odd way to describe something that's literally red wine and bourbon, which are 2 sipping things. Together, they have combined to be this very light on the palate, but heavy on flavor cocktail that I am going to very much enjoy sipping on.
I'm very excited to try this because whilst gin is not my liqueur of choice, I do like cucumber, and the bartender said it would be refreshing. And she was correct. Oh my gosh. On a hot day like today, you can't really taste the gin, which I fear is dangerous. Mostly tastes like cucumber. If LaCroix made cucumber but added 50 more times flavor than LaCroix adds, and I mean that in the sense that LaCroix often is just the fruit whispered at it, and this is someone who drinks a lot of LaCroix. Little bubbly from the club soda, nice and refreshing because of the cucumber. Little bit of floral notes from that elderflower, but if you want a refreshing bevy, not too sweet, this is nice. Whilst enjoying our drinks, the How to Train Your Dragon I Love Burke fountain show went off, and it's so beautiful. That John Powell score is disgusting at how amazing it is. What a magical moment. And now we're going to continue our way through CP, but I do want to make a pit stop here at Astronomica, which is not on right now, which is why I'm willing to walk through it. But this is going to be a water play area, which I think will be geared more towards your little ones. But you've got this beautiful compass rose here in the middle, and if you actually look closely at it, it has a fun detail. All around the compass, it directs you towards the different portals of Epic Universe. And you've got the different coins that match with the Chronos and match with honestly, the PR Chronos that we have in our house, which is really cool. But you can see the dragon here on How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. It matches the Chronos dragon. Right here, you've got Stardust Racers, Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, Helios Grand Hotel, Dark Universe. Up at the front here, you've got Super Nintendo World, as well as the Constellation Carousel, and finally the Chronos. So it's just a fun detail pointing you in the direction of the different worlds, of the different landmarks here at Epic. And I predict your kids are going to want to play in this, so bring them a change of clothes.
And where are you going to store those change of clothes, you might ask? Well, they have lockers throughout the park. That's right, at every one of those concierge stations at the entrance of those 4 portals around Celestial Park, you will find lockers for rent at the back of those locations, which is awesome. And I cannot think of another theme park globally that I have been to that does anything like this. It gives you access to those lockers, and the concierge desk have guest relation services located throughout the park. As an added bonus, at each of those spots, you can also get fuel rods, either buy new ones or exchange your current ones. This is just something that feels like a little bit of a no-brainer, and it's a great touch that Universal has added to Universal Epic Universe. I love this. Now on our walk, we are stopping by the Star Sue Bao, which is a cart that has bows, and we have picked up the Celestial Steamed Bun that Molly is now holding. This is a vegetable blend bun with bok choy, shiitake mushroom, and vegetarian oyster sauce. I'll also say that this is noted as a vegetarian item, not a vegan one.
All right, gonna try these bows. Now I should note, there's some other snack carts around that have kind of traditional theme park fare, like churros, pretzels, soda. They do have the cinnamon sugar pretzel, which is really good. They have that at Islands of Adventure. We're not gonna be reviewing those today. We're trying the more unique things, but just know if you want that snacky stuff, it is available. Flavor-wise, it's very good. I particularly like the oyster sauce, and the bun itself is really nice and fluffy, and that stick to the roof of your mouth bun that you want from a bao. Lots of good herbs, lots of good spices. The texture on the inside, something's making it mushy. I think it's the mushroom that's doing that. I love the umami flavor from the mushroom, but personally for me, the texture's not what I want in the inside of a bun, so this would probably not be something I would get again regularly. I might try it again a little bit to see if it's a little bit better. That said, again, bursting with flavor, so if you are a vegetarian eater looking for a good snack, this could be a good choice. Now, again, this is your welcome world, so there's gonna be a lot of shopping along with all of the dining, and this is the Various Emporia. When you're walking into the park, it's on your right-hand side, and it is inspired by Vincent Various, and it actually is made up of 3 smaller shops combined into one large shop, starting with the Sensorium Emporium, which is the former workshop of Vincent Various. So let's check it out. So while this store is gonna have a pretty good selection of merchandise across the different worlds, it's not gonna be the biggest merchandise store. However, I'm really enjoying looking up and seeing all of Vincent's tools and meters and gauges and binoculars and all of his different things up on the second story. As part of this area, you also have lens flare over here to my right, which is where your My Universal Photos is going to be if you need to purchase the photo package or look at any pictures, you have any issues with your My Universal Photos. And then over to my left, you have North Star Wintry Wonders, which is a holiday-themed shop here. So they're going to have, again, more merchandise, but they're going to have some Christmas ornaments, holiday decor, and other things of the sort. Now, personally, I'm intrigued by this list from Santa Claus of who's on the naughty and nice list. I have to assume, as always, that these are nods to Universal Creative members. And I've got to imagine that the check right there next to Laura is for Laura Souls, who's one of the heads of creative over Halloween Horror Nights. Oh gosh, look at this. We have a conveyor belt up here of toys being made. And I see a Captain Cacao, which honestly, would anyone want anything more than a Captain Cacao? I think not. You know what, I stand corrected, because there's an Earl the Squirrel up there. Incredible. That's the best Easter egg in the whole park. As always, we're not going to go through all of the merchandise, but I do want to show some exclusive stuff or some unique things. I'm here in the holiday section, and first of all, I think I need a Monsters holiday tree because you've got Monsters Unchained ornaments here with different monsters, including, oh my gosh, this Frankenstein Manor ornament is incredible. Or you know what? You want to do Burke? Monsters isn't your thing? Look at the Burke holiday ornaments. Of course, shocking to know, and there's a whole Harry Potter section. We have a whole Harry Potter tree in our house, I'm not gonna lie to you. More Harry Potter. And then General Epic, if you wanna commemorate the year you came to Epic with your Christmas tree. I'm sorry, that's a Captain Cacao shirt. I will be purchasing this. Yes, it's a child shirt. I'm gonna hope an extra large fits. Incredible. It'll fit, no, watch.
How nice. Crossing the entry plaza, I just looked at the Chronos and saw that there is a comet there at the capstone of the Chronos entryway. That's so cool. We saw those while we were on Stardust Racers, and now we are headed to Otherworlds Mercantile. The interesting thing about this shop is that it lists the 4 portals that are open and active above their sign. So, Dark Universe, Super Nintendo World, DreamWorks, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. Before we go in, I just want to acknowledge on both sides for these shops, they have this almost solarium-like area where you have some seating in the middle of a garden. This is so peaceful and serene. Listen, if I had it my way, I would work here. I mean, like, bring my laptop and come work here. I mean, really, who doesn't want to see the fountains, the electric lily stalks? Beautiful. Otherworlds Mercantile, as we step inside, is the biggest merchandise shop at Universal Epic Universe and contains a lot of the merchandise you're going to find within those portals here. Now, if you're looking for something very specific, it's probably going to be only located in that individual portal, but you're going to find a lot of those must-have items here as well. So that means things like your Mario tees, your Dark Universe t-shirts and hats, the General Epic Universe merchandise, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, really fun plushies, things like that, you can find them here. And I encourage you, while you're inside, to take a look up at some of the artwork, because in these archways you have Vincent's airship that he's got in this artwork. You have France from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic. Here's the Ministry of Magic from the aforementioned Wizarding World of Harry Potter. How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, the entryway. Toothless and the Light Fury. Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's mansion. Behind the registers you will find the Universal Epic Universe entryway with the Chronos. There is the Burning Blade Tavern complete with all of the villagers looking to go and actually burn it down. Super Nintendo World here represented. And you see Peach's castle. Oh, and over the doors that actually are one of the entries and exits, Donkey Kong Country. Now you've heard me list all that, and I'm here to tell you the following. All of that is concept art for Universal Epic Universe. So when you take a moment and look up, you can see the ideas that were first put down on paper and visualized for what created this wonderful space. Now, as is tradition, we have in every portal found a mystery item and opened it up and see what we got. We were hoping that there was going to be something that was more generally themed to Epic Universe or maybe Celestial Park. That does not exist. So what we're going to be doing instead is each of us going to a portal of our choice and picking up a mystery item from that portal, and that's what we're going to pick up. Where are you going?
I really wanted either the Higgledy pin for Ministry of Magic,
okay,
or I wanted Creature from Monsters. So I'm going to go to one of those and see what I can find in here, what I can find from one of those areas.
I'm going to go to How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, because they have really cool dragon models, and I already know I want that as a mystery item.
Okay, ready,
break. My hope is that I get another storm cutter there in the middle to give my bebe dragon Hugin to have a little toy companion. But honestly, I'll take any of them. I just think these are so cute. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reach. Okay, we're gonna go to the middle. Shelf here, and go get one of these middle items out of here. I'm gonna try not to make a mess. Anything that I take, I'm gonna put back. I promise. Too deep. Here we go. That's the one I want. Putting this one back. Fantastic. I know it doesn't matter, but in my head it does. This is what we're getting.
Okay, mystery items. I've already been distracted. Look at these little toothlesses. Okay, those are cute as heck. Either I want the bitty monsters, because holy moly, that thing's cute as heck. All of them are so cute. Look at the bride doing the selfie. I'd be happy with her too. Okay. Reaching back. Okay. Got a bitty monster. All right. Mystery unboxing time. Good luck.
Good luck.
Not that I don't like Dracula. He's actually one of my favorite monsters, but now I've gotten him twice. And no creature. Eventually I'll get one. I'm gonna give this to someone. I'll trade. I'll see if, I know other friends are collecting these. I'll see if anyone has an extra creature they'll trade for. But the quest will continue.
I got her.
You got
I got another storm cutter. I get to give it to my my little bebe dragon now.
That is nice.
That's nice.
That's nice. Well, mystery boxes are alive and well, and this is how they get you to spend a bunch of money, because now I want to go buy 10 more to see if I can get creature, but it's okay. It's fun, and it's still cute. But seriously, if you want to trade, hit me up. I'll get it one day. All right. Now, attached to Otherworld's Mercantile is Moonship Chocolates and Celestial Sweets, which is home to your friend and mine, Captain Cacao, the greatest park mascot. So we're gonna go check this out and get a little treat. Oh my gosh, so full disclosure, I almost bought this backpack this morning to wear throughout this video today, but it's really hot here and I thought I'm gonna sweat so much wearing Captain Cacao on my back, but he's very cute. Now when you first come in here, look up and look at the beautiful balloon full of stars to power Captain Cacao, who's right there, and Vincent on their merry way. You've also got telescopes and stars and celestial drawings throughout. It feels like we're in the clouds. I actually think this shop is designed to look like we're on the ship. Yes, it's making sense. You've got the back of the ship here, beautiful wood carving of Captain Cacao, and here he is driving the ship through the sky. Now, again, this is a candy shop. However, there is some Captain Cacao and Vincent various merchandise, including a sweatshirt, lunch bag, hat, mug, t-shirt, different cut t-shirt, tank top, loungefly pin, keychain, and again, that sweet kids shirt I saw earlier. There's also a Captain Cacao furry bucket hat and tumbler. I hope more comes, honestly. Now in the shop, you can get some sweets and treats from some of the other worlds as well. They've got some of the goods from How to Treat Your Dragon and I Love Burke, as well as some of the Harry Potter goods from K. Ramel. There are a bunch of pre-packaged goodies if you wanted to bring those home or bring those to someone, such as lollipops, cotton candy, chocolate bars. Here's a very cute little Easter egg. If you look at Captain Cacao's suitcase that he's sitting on, he's got stickers from some of his travels across the different worlds. I see the Stardust Racers logo. I see a dragon. I see the Wintry Wonders shop logo. He's been all over the place, that little bear.
Full disclosure to you, I've asked Molly to come over here and take a look at this case. Because on the inside, there's so many cool things, like this ingredient list here. You can visit a friend in Paris, travel to Cinnamon for the spiciest spices. You've got a map of all of the travels that have happened for our dear friends who've discovered here. But I love these recipes and ingredient lists. Specifically, I love Captain Cacao's Choco Lava Sauce.
Do you think Captain Cacao wants to join the other under-the-table lava business?
I think he might be interested. By the way, the recipe looks really good. I'm actually going to try it. I have a picture of it myself.
In Captain Cacao's bakery case, you've got a variety of treats, including, oh my god, look at the bear-shaped cookie. That's adorable. There are cake pops, marshmallow wands, ooh, covered pretzels. That's a little fun. Caramel apples, cupcakes, cookies, pralines. If I didn't have to eat 1,000 things today, this giant apple decorated like Captain Cacao would be mine. Captain Cacao also has a variety of chocolate, truffles, and all different flavors, and a bunch of macarons. So Alan and I are each going to pick out a little treat and do a little sample here before we keep eating. All right, from the paws of Captain Cacao, we have each picked up a macaron. I got the peanut butter and jelly.
I got tiramisu.
Clink. Oh, sweet Captain Cacao. Oh my god, it's so good. I believe it to be grape jelly, which is not my favorite. but it doesn't taste artificial grape, which is what I really don't like. It strongly tastes of peanut butter. It's a really well done macaron where the cookie is nice and soft and it's got a bunch of the filling. This is delicious.
Seconded everything Molly said about the cookie. Light, creamy, with a good taste of coffee on the back end. You want to try that? These are incredible. Well done, Captain Cacao.
I bet Captain Cacao is sharing with K. Ramel. I bet they're sharing secrets, and between that one and the pumpkin one I had in Wizarding World, I feel like a macaron is someone who doesn't love a sickly sweet dessert treat, but every now and again wants a little something. These are perfect.
And who says having dessert before another feeding is wrong? Because it's certainly not us. We are headed to Atlantic, which is a table service seafood and steak restaurant here in Celestial Park. Now, current state in these previews, you don't have online reservations. We actually walked up today and did a day of reservation for the time it is now. In the future, once the park opens, it will be available for you to book online.
Okay, well, it's stunning in here. This has been one of my most anticipated places in the whole park because it is themed to be a Victorian aquarium, and they have these beautiful fish that look like at night. They say it's gonna look like they're swimming through here. It's so stunning. Now, when you first walk in, you've got the Aquaria bar right here. This is a walk-up bar, first come, first serve. No food as of right now, but you can get a delicious cocktail.
And here on your space diving helmet, there's actually an Easter egg here. P304B1220. This is actually the project number for the Atlantic restaurant and the building number. That's so cool. Thank you to the team member here at the check-in who told me that. That's awesome.
The mechanical fish are so beautiful. They're like a hybrid between colorful scales and gears, and they do move. Right now they are sleeping. They're hibernating, if you will. But you've also got these giant columns, all the tile work, and these floor-to-ceiling windows with this beautiful view of Celestial Park. This is stunning.
As Atlantic is a seafood and steak restaurant, you will find that it is packed with seafood and one steak. They have a cold bar where you can get some shrimp cocktail or some oysters. The appetizers, they highlight the ahi tuna tartare. They also have some sweet and spicy shrimp. They have some soups and salads like the sweet corn chowder and the tomato burrata. As for the entrees, we were told that what was very good on the menu is the Captain Fernando's half-pound lobster roll. Spoiler alert, that's what we got. They also highlighted the sea bass and the seared scallops. As far as the beverages available, they have a wide selection of specialty cocktails ranging from the Grand Atlantic Martini to the Florida Sand Dollar. No, not the seashell. They also have a selection of wines, whites, rosés, reds, sparkling, dessert, and then some draft and bottled beer. And finally, a selection of nightcaps. As we stare at our next round of beverages, it is my duty to remind you that we are filming this over 12 hours, folks. Molly has picked up the Espresso Manhattan. She's doing a gremlin face in the background there. This is made with High West Distillery Bourbon, agave syrup, J.F. Hayden's Espresso Liqueur, the Bitter Truth Chocolate Bitters, and espresso. And I have gotten the Fountain of Youth. That's right. It was not enough for me to just drink it once while we were in St. Augustine. I must have it again. This is made with Sipsmith Slow Gin, Bombay Sapphire Gin, oh gosh, 2 gins, Casal's Mediterranean Vermouth Rojo, Absinthe Absinthe, and an orange twist.
Cheers. If you can't find me, it's because I'm at the Atlantica bar, sipping on this cocktail and overlooking the stunning Celestial Park. Because, oh my goodness, this is their twist on an espresso martini, and it's one of the best I've ever had. Not sweet, but a little hint of that chocolate to balance out the rich coffee flavor. You can definitely taste the bourbon, but it's not overwhelmingly strong. It's perfectly balanced.
Cheers. Holy cow. Our server was not lying when she said that this was strong. And that's, true. They have 2 different types of gin and absinthe. But after that initial impact of the botanicals of the gin, you're getting some really light licorice notes, but that fades away quickly to citrus with that orange zest. This is a really complex cocktail. You need to be a gin lover. I think first and foremost, in order to enjoy this, you need to be a gin lover because the botanicals are front and center. And then on a secondary note, you need to be able to enjoy a slight licorice or star anise flavor. I am all of those things, and this is a very, very tasty sipping cocktail.
Our delicious eats have arrived, and we've been joined by our friend Tyler from the Pew too, so we could try more items. We have off the appetizer menu the sweet and spicy shrimp. This is crispy shrimp with a chili sauce, micro cilantro, and sesame seeds, as well as the jumbo lump crab cake, which is blue crab, corn puree, fennel, pepper, jicama slaw, and a lime vinaigrette. As far as the mains go, we got the sea bass, which has got a carrot mochi, sugar snap peas, lemongrass broth, and star fruit, which are adorable. And we couldn't resist, as Alan mentioned, Captain Ferdinando's half-pound lobster roll. It's got 8 ounces of freshly cooked Maine lobster, drawn butter, a lemon dill aioli, a grilled bun, and house-made potato chips. Oh my god. I love shrimp. They're my favorite seafood. These are perfect. This is going on my best eats. This is so far the best thing I've put in my mouth in this whole world. They're lightly crispy, slightly sweet, a little bit of heat, tangy, little sesame seeds on there. I can't overstate how delicious these are. These are fantastic.
Oh, I don't even need to. Oh my god. That just fell apart. That's unnatural. I mean, it's not unnatural. It's gonna be so good. Whoa. There is so much crab in that. It is so light. There's not an ounce of seafood or like sea salty flavor. Oh, just that delicious meaty crab. It fell apart so beautifully. The sauce below it has a little bit of like creaminess and moisture over top. It's grilled and seared perfectly. I shouldn't say grilled. It's seared perfectly on top and bottom, so you get a little bit of crunch. I think this might be the best crab cake I've had, like period. And now we have a lobster roll with butter.
Drawn butter.
Drawn butter. Yeah, you're right. With a lobster roll, drawn butter. I don't know how I'm supposed to
dip.
Dip?
However your heart desires.
Boop. Okay.
What was that?
Holy sh**. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not. It's very good. All right. The roll, toasted beautifully, buttered heavily. There is 8 full ounces of lobster meat in this. To be clear, I would bathe in this drawn butter with zero hesitation. Wow. You've heard me say before, I'm not a seafood guy. I'm not going to profess to be a lobster guy. If you are someone who loves lobster, get this lobster roll. It's phenomenal. The lobster itself is very, very, very light. You're not getting a lot of that, like, what people anticipate when they don't like seafood flavors. You're not getting that at all. You're just getting some, like, light brininess. The dill sauce inside breaks it up beautifully, giving it some additional creaminess. And then the butter, adding a lot of richness to this dish atop the crusty bread that has a nice break to it, but it's still light on the inside. It's toasted, but it's still very light on the interior for a nice texture contrast. That's nutty. Whoa.
Ooh, the crust on this fish. It is light, it is bright, it is perfect. There's a little citrus and butterness coming from the sauce. The fish itself is cooked perfectly with this incredible sear and crispiness on the outside. This is fantastic. If you're looking for like a lighter entree that still feels elegant and luxurious, this is amazing. Everything we've tried has been incredible. Again, you're in a theme park and you're eating this very, very delicious, wonderful seafood meal. I think if you're a seafood lover, I know it's hard to commit the time that it takes to eat at a sit-down restaurant, but if that's what you want to do on your vacation, if you want a moment to sit down, this restaurant is beautiful and all the food is fantastic.
I don't know if you could tell by our reactions, but the food was very good, and we told our servers so. And suddenly, these things appeared at our table, so I'm going to disclose that these are gifts from the chef, and frankly, our gift is your gain because we get to review all of the desserts on this menu. We have the El Pulpo, which is over there. That is cheesecake, berry espuma, pistachio sponge cake, graham cracker crumble, fresh raspberries, and raspberry gel. The Pina Colada Panna Cotta. This is coconut panna cotta, Malibu rum marinated pineapple, okay, and a coconut meringue. We also have passion fruit caviar. That caviar is in quotes. This is chocolate pain de jeunesse, hazelnut crunch, Javara mousse, and a passion fruit caviar on top. And then this last one, which I know Molly is very excited about because of those gummy sharks, the Landlubbers Snickerdoodle Loot. This is snickerdoodle cake, cookie butter ganache, and Biscoff sand.
All right, cheesecake. I love cheesecake. It's so cute in the little octopus shape. And then this pistachio sponge with the chef said magically forms this way with water, which is cool. I'm getting some of the crumble. I love the fresh raspberries. The cheesecake itself, I'm gonna try a little bite of that. It's a little bit thicker than when I think of cheesecake. I don't know if that's because of the shape it's in or just the texture. It's just a little bit thicker. It's very light in flavor. It doesn't have that real tang of like a sour cream cheesecake. Pairs really nicely with this oat crumble. The cake itself, it's a little on the drier side, but it's got a nice nutty pistachio flavor, and it's moistened up by this beautiful raspberry and fruit like meringue. If you like cheesecake, this is a very fun interpretation. But let's be honest, for me, it's all up. But let's be honest, for me, it's all about the Sam Pail, which when I saw this on Universal's press release about the food months ago, this is what I said I was excited to eat. The chef said it's cookie butter and snickerdoodle. We have to take this out like a kid at the beach. So he said to flip the pail once you loosen it. It's got these like birthday cake flavored sugar cookies, it looks like, because they have sprinkles. I'm doing my best. I think it's gonna come out like a glob. Yep, it did. But that's okay. Popping pearls, cookie butter. I'm gonna get some of this sand. It once again tastes like Biscoff cookies. Cinnamon flavor, nice crunch in there from the Biscoff sand, and then it's got cinnamon sugar, snickerdoodle, but it's not a cookie, it's like a somewhere between a cake and a mousse, so it's perfect. There's some sponge cake in there. Gummy sharks, this is a delight.
All right, let's start with the caviar. I'm very curious about this. Okay, hold on. Let's get in there and get all of those layers. Okay. All right. Rich, thick chocolate flavor. I will say if you are a texturally sensitive person, the passion fruit caviar is probably not going to be up your alley. They're not a popping pearl, though. It's not like it's going to pop in your mouth and then release that fluid. It's much more of like a more solidified gel, but this is a really nice combination of that rich chocolate and bright passion fruit. I really enjoy that. And now the panna cotta. Let's get some of the meringue and the panna cotta. And I'm sorry, the rum-soaked pineapple. Oh my God. That is so light. Oh, wow. Hold on, I'm having to process. The meringue is light, it just dissolves immediately. It doesn't have any of that. Normally when I take a bite into a meringue, I'm worried that it's gonna have that sensation of like nails on a chalkboard or like drawing on a chalkboard on your teeth, which is like awful for me. This meringue does not have that at all. The rum-soaked pineapples are nice. They have a little bit of that sweet rum flavor from that cane sugar coming through, paired with the brightness of the pineapple. The panna cotta is perfect. Light, creamy, delicate, and it's able to stand up to and really hold and elevate all the other flavors with it. Of all these, I would order this again. Food in a theme park has absolutely no business being that good.
That was, without question, the best meal I've ever had inside a theme park.
Yeah, it's not...
That was unbelievable. I'm racking my brain. I'm truly racking my brain. The only things I can think of are like signature level gourmet experiences in Epcot, like Monsieur Paul, maybe. But like as far as just a table service restaurant goes, amazing. Amazing. Like I said, I understand not everybody wants to take the time out of their theme park day to go to a longer, it was like an hour and a half dining experience, but beautiful restaurant.
Stunning.
Wonderful service. I can't wait to see it at night. I bet it's even more beautiful.
It's just another way that I think that Universal Epic Universe is sort of rewriting the game here in theme parks, and that was superb.
Also, I gotta say, even though we ate a bunch of food and luckily we had, help, I'm not super full right now because it was light and fresh and seafood isn't as heavy as some other stuff. So I feel great. We got like 3 more places to eat. I'm gonna take a minute, but I still feel great.
Well, let's get to it.
En route to our next destination, I did want to highlight again, there are basic snacks throughout Celestial Park as well, like popcorn right here. That can come in a refillable bucket, which is $2.19 to refill, or a popcorn box. They've also got freestyles here. So again, if you want classic theme park snacks, those are available. We're going in circles at this point, but here is another one of those concierge booths we mentioned earlier, right outside of Super Nintendo World. And speaking of Super Nintendo World, that is our next stop. Well, kind of. Our destination is here, the Nintendo Superstar Store, which is a store founded by Celestians that have been on multiple excursions to Super Nintendo World, and they loved it so much they had to bring back some goods to trade here in Celestial Park. And my Nintendo fans are gonna love this because of all of the detail in the store. For starters, right next to it, you've got this fountain with the gold coins and Mario on top. Throughout the carvings here on the exterior of the store, you've got up above, you've got question mark blocks, fire flowers, mushrooms, stars, and more. And then you've also got some beloved characters like Yoshi, Toad, and Toadette, Donkey Kong here, as well as in the stained glass windows, you're gonna see characters. There's Toad and Toadette again. Hi! Refreshing drinks! You've got Princess Peach up top right here. Let's go! Bowser, Donkey and Diddy Kong, Yoshi, and what a lot of people are hopefully interpreting as a sign of potential things to come in the future of Epic Universe, Link from the Legends of Zelda game. That's not Zelda. I'm sure gamers know that, but for a long time I thought that was Zelda, but I have learned it's Link. Whoa! Inside, you've got the color versions of all this stained glass, including some characters you can't see from the outside, like Zelda herself, as well as Alan. Who's that?
That's Ganondorf.
Ganondorf, everybody knows and loves him. Bowser gets a window now, as well as Luigi and Daisy. Also, look up at the ceiling, and you've got a Celestial Mario. Nintendo fans, y'all gotta come in here, if not for the merchandise, but just the detail. As we continue to look up at the ceilings, there's constellations of other characters. You've got Yoshi, a Goomba, and Toad here. And then throughout the entire gigantic store, you've got more constellations. You've got flags with the 8-bit versions of the different characters. You've got more characters carved into the columns. This is so cool. Piranha plants right here. This is awesome. Like here, you've got Link, Zelda, and
again, Ganondorf.
he looks very different.
Or Ganon.
Ganon.
He's gone by many names, but he's part of the Triforce of the 3 of them. They will live eternally, always in conflict. If only they could come together, then the Triforce would be united.
That's nice.
Ganondorf's really sort of the... Never mind, that's a long story.
So this store is obviously because people love Super Nintendo World and the merchandise, so they wanted to give you another spot to be able to come and grab that outside of Super Nintendo World, including those power-up bands, which you saw in our Super Nintendo World Portal guide, where you can play all the games with those. If you wanted to get one before you go in there, you can get one here, as well as Other Worlds Mercantile. But probably more importantly, one of the team members just told me there's 4 Pikmin hidden around the store, and now I must find them all. Alan, there's 4 Pikmin hidden around the store. We have to find them all.
Heard. Right there.
2! All right, we found 2. She told me to look outside, and I found Luigi, Baby Bowser, and a Pikmin. And number 4, right there.
I just have to say, if you are a big fan of Nintendo, do yourself a favor. Visit this store. It's going to hit you with a little bit of that nostalgic feeling. You don't have to buy anything. Just come in here and walk around. One thing that I just now noticed, you have a whole host of items related to The Legend of Zelda. Triforce down below, the Master Sword here. Oh, wow. Listen, I don't want to think there's just so much here. I'm not going to dive into all of it, but all of you Legend of Zelda fans know what we're looking at here. Oh, Molly found something she likes. Oh, there are. These are just carpets.
The idea being, the rumor mill says, if there's Super Mario Land and there's Donkey Kong Country,
then
is there a third thing coming?
I hope.
got the Dark Universe Fountain Show with the Danny Elfman score from The World, which was amazing. And now it's time for our next dining location, which is Comet Dogs. Guess what they serve? Hot dogs. There's a Comet Dog, which is like a classic chili cheese hot dog. There's a bulgogi dog, and there's a smoky carrot dog, which is a plant-based version. Guess which one of us is gonna eat this? Are you excited for your hot dog?
Yes, I'm thrilled. All right, this is the bulgogi dog. This has kimchi slaw, salsa verde, and an yuzu aioli. A yuzu aioli. I know I'm gonna be red for filth in the comments, but I tried. I'm also gonna try this.
Hilarious.
Thanks. It's not that funny. All right, cheers. Okay, first they have taken your hot dog, cut it down the middle, and grilled it on either side, so it's very nice and crisp. It also gives you a lot more room for toppings. There's a lot more real estate. So you got plenty of kimchi, which has that nice sort of a little bit of funky flavor, a little bit of tang alongside just a hair of spice. The salsa verde is an interesting choice. When I first read it, I didn't think it would be that good, but it gives a little bit of acidity to this, which I think helps out a lot. And then that yuzu aioli helps bring some citrus brightness into this. And I want to highlight the bun, which they toasted and buttered, and it is very, very good. Look at the toast on that side. This is a darn good hot dog. And if they're making a specialty hot dog this way, then I'm inclined to believe that the other dogs, if they're treated the same way, are also going to be pretty tasty. This is not a standard theme park hot dog by any stretch. You should probably try this.
No. I think it's a sausage. I don't think it's a hot dog. I don't love it, but I like it way more than a regular hot dog. I hate hot dogs if you don't know that, so that's like the highest compliment I could give.
Next up, we are headed to the Constellation Carousel. This has no height requirement as it is a carousel. I would also like to note that this attraction does use Express. And the creatures that you will ride upon are inspired by constellations. So you're gonna have creatures such as lions, dragons, peacocks, and well-known creature, the Big Dipper. But where it is unlike a regular carousel is that creatures will also spin 360 degrees on their axis and lift up to 6 feet in the air. The ride vehicles can each move individually, and there are 4 individual turntables, 1 large one and 3 smaller ones, and all 3 of those turntables with the creatures on them move independently. Also of note, just like Stardust Racers, there is custom music for the carousel. There are 8 different tracks, each of which have different movements, in quotes, that the vehicles and creatures will take. Now, neither one of us have been on this carousel yet, so I'm very excited to give it a try, and I'm gonna be fighting for my own constellation, Leo. Molly is gonna be fighting for Sagittarius, right?
Actually, I just saw a bear.
Oh, okay, well, never mind. Molly's gonna be fighting for a bear. Are you sure you don't want Ladle?
I do love Ladle.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. And while you're riding, be sure to look up because you're gonna see a whole bunch of star trackers and some very fun constellations as you rotate above you. And at the very center, there is this very interesting ribbon-shaped pattern that you can watch as it rotates and spins. Well, that's pretty cute.
It's definitely a good filler ride. It's not gonna be your e-ticket, your showstopper, but it's beautiful. The vehicles are fun and unique, twist on a carousel.
The music is great.
I bet it's gonna be even more beautiful at night, so we will make sure to check that out and insert some footage right there. That is beautiful at night. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I wouldn't wait more than 30 minutes max for that.
Certainly, yeah.
But if you're looking for a beautiful, little, calm, lovely filler ride, it's nice. Took a food break, and I'd be lying if I said we didn't take a little bit of a shut-eye out here enjoying the fountains, and then some live music around Frosty Moon.
Take that money, watch it burn, sink in the river, but let's never everything that kills me makes me feel alive. Feels something so wrong, doing the right thing. Good lie. That kid dances so great, it makes me wanna fly.
That That is one nice thing about Celestial Park is they've got musicians of all varieties coming about, singers. We saw a violinist one day coming in to entertain you while you're walking around the park. Now what I will say is twofold. One, more songs need a sexy sax break. And two, originally they were supposed to have more Celestial Park themed entertainment around, which was going to include performances by some of the Celestians who would tell stories of their travels and things. From my understanding, that's not happening right now. Hopefully it'll come in the future, but for now there are a variety of music acts you may catch if you're vibing in Celestial. We are headed to Meteor Astropub, which is like Gastropub, but a space pun, so I appreciate it. As with all of the restaurants here, it is beautiful and big when you walk in. It's themed to meteors, so you're gonna see them painted on the walls. There's even one looming over you on the ceiling. And then here at the actual bar itself, you've got this beautiful tap with all the different draft beers. There are some specialty cocktails here, but it is a full restaurant if you'd like to have some pub fare. I was just told by a team member that it's free seating, so we're gonna sit at the bar because there's a particular drink I've had my eye on. So in here, if you sit at any of the tables, you can order off the full food menu. They have some drinks there as well. And if you come up to the bar here, they have specialty drinks, including the Bee's Knees, which is a gin and honey cocktail, the Linoid Lemonade, which is a huckleberry and vodka cocktail, the Meteorito, which is like a margarita, or what we're getting right now, the Meteor Strike.
We have meteors, fire.
Wow!
Now this menu truly is the menu of a gastro, or in this case, Astro Pub. You start with some main plates like the chopped chicken salad or fish and chips. They even have a chicken and waffle. They also have a selection of handhelds like their Astro Pub burger, the Sloppy Elias Tavern sandwich. I'm sorry, that's a fun name. They also have some sides like pub fries, desserts like the Astronomer's shortcake skillet, and then a selection of fountain beverages, a fruit light mocktail, and some draft and canned beers, alongside some seltzers and a small selection of wines.
Here are our items from both walking up to the bar as well as mobile ordering from the restaurant. For a cocktail, we're gonna share this one, filling up, but had to try the Meteor Strike. This has got Cruisin' Aged Light Rum, blue curacao, orange curacao, lime, pineapple juice, Sprite, edible gold glitter, and so far that probably sounds like nothing I'd normally order, but the bartender lit a sugar cube on fire and threw it in there, and I love production and I love whimsy. As far as food goes, I was weak and had to try the grilled formaggio. This is a grilled 4-cheese sandwich with sharp cheddar, smoked cheddar, mozzarella, and American cheese on the sandwich, served with tomato bisque, topped with a basil goat cheese creme. Yes, please, and hello, lettuce. I've never been so excited to see you. We're also trying the Meteor chopped chicken salad, which has got spicy char-grilled chicken, baby gem lettuce, tomatoes, eggs, bacon, avocado, cheese puffs, and house vinaigrette. First up, the cocktail. Can you see how glittery it is? Now, this is nothing I would normally ever order because it's too sweet, and I'm also not a rum drinker, but you can definitely taste the rum, which I give credit to the bartender for. Can also definitely taste some citrus and the Sprite specifically. Again, normally this is not the kind of cocktail I'd go for. If I wanted something light and refreshing, I would stick with that gin drink from outside, but because it's handmade and not batched, it's actually pretty good as far as fruity cocktails go. It's not sickly sweet, so if you like fruity cocktails, this is a well-made one. And now, just look how much cheese is on this. This is what I'm talking about when I say I want cheese. I've never been so happy in my life. Oh. There's literally so much cheese on here. I love the smoky cheddar. You can definitely taste it amongst all the other cheeses. The buttery bread is perfect. I wish the cheese was a little meltier. You can see that some of the mozzarella didn't quite melt, so it's not as gooey as I may want it. I love this goat cheese basil on top of the tomato soup, which is naturally sweet, adding a little bit of tang. This is awesome, and one of my favorite things I've eaten today as a cheese girly.
Salad. I'm so excited for salad. That says some things about me, I'm sure, but here we go. That's a bite a rabbit would love. All the veg, very fresh, very light and crisp. complemented by the house vinaigrette, which I believe to be a Dijon vinaigrette. Chicken, cooked well, moist, seasoned very, very well. The interesting addition is the cheese puff, which if you're thinking, oh, like a Cheetos cheese puff. No, that's not it. Hear that crunch? I think it's like a moon cheese because we are Celestians after all. It's a little bit of a different texture. I wouldn't say it's waxy, it's harder. It truly is a little bit like a cheese crouton. That's the best way I can describe it. Let me just say this, when we come to this Astropub in the future, this is what I'm gonna get. There are more exciting things on this menu and we're certainly going to try them down the road. But if you want something light on a really hot day that's bright and fresh, you're not gonna beat this. Well, that was very tasty. My buddy does love a vegetable. I will also let you know that there is a pickup window here on the other side. So when you're ordering food, you can make a selection if you want to have it inside at your table or pick it up and take it to another spot in the park. All right, after that delightful feeding, we are headed to the Celeste Tiki Bar. Now, if you didn't know it, this tiki bar has a deep connection to Volcano Bay because the princess of the Waturi people, after following the mystical Kanuku fish to Volcano Bay and establishing that area for the Waturi people, the Kanuku fish came back and the princess followed it once more and it led her to Celestial Park, and upon arriving here decided they would be setting up a tiki bar. So that is why you have the Kanuku daiquiri or the Waturi punch. Both of those things are named for that story and for the Waturi people.
Taking a look at the Celestiki menu, you've got some on-the-rocks cocktails, including the Waturi Punch. You've also got the non-alcoholic Kanuku Daiquiri, which can be made alcoholic if you'd like it to be, as well as a variety of frozen cocktails, all of which the bartender said were pretty good. We went for these. This is the frozen margarita, and Alan has the daiquiri with the added rum. We've clearly brought them out here to enjoy golden hour with the fountains. But the margarita is made with Cuervo Tradicional Blanco Tequila, triple sec, lime juice, smoked sea salt, agave syrup, and a lime wheel, and I got a tahine rim. The daiquiri has got strawberry puree, simple syrup, lime juice, strawberry essence, smoked sea salt, and a lime wheel, and a cruisin' aged light rum has been added. Cheers. That's a pretty good frozen batched margarita as far as they go. I don't normally order frozen cocktails because they tend to be too sweet, and it's definitely not too sweet, it's definitely more tart. I cannot taste the tequila, which in my margaritas I do prefer to taste the tequila. I want them very simple. I want lime juice, a little simple syrup, or agave, and tequila, and that's it. It's good though if you want a frozen margarita. I don't think you're gonna be disappointed, but for me, there are more unique cocktails that have been handcrafted that I would gravitate towards.
Now for the daiquiri plus rum. Oh wow. I'm genuinely shocked. Most daiquiris that I drink are cloyingly sweet to the point where I find them, frankly, undrinkable. This is not that. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a frozen cocktail guy. That's just not what I gravitate towards. This, though, is tart. You very clearly taste the strawberry. It doesn't taste artificial, although it gets a little close. But I think overall, it's a really nice and refreshing frozen beverage. I cannot taste the rum at all. I don't know if that's dangerous or not, but I think if you are a fan of daiquiris and you are like, man, I like a daiquiri, but I wish it wasn't so sweet, try this out, especially on a hot day in Florida and you want a tiki beverage and you don't want to be in your swim trunks chafing because you're at Volcano Bay. Try this one out.
All right, friends, we have made it. We have climbed the food mountain. We can see the peak. The crest is here, and it's Pizza Moon, and it's licky tongue slurping out of its face right there.
A pizza in its eye?
Yeah, when the moon hits your eye, it's a big pizza pie. You get it. That's the song.
That, what? No? Okay.
It's close enough.
Yep, all right.
Pizza Moon is another quick service location, and it is themed to be an early 1900s Victorian theater that has been converted into an eatery. Y'all, we've been saving one of the best for last. We've not been inside here yet, but everyone I know, every friend I know, every Man Fam member that has stopped me has said, Pizza Moon, you gotta eat there. So here we are, super excited to get some za to close out this eating marathon. It's already illuminated beautifully. By the time we come out of here, it'll be night in the park, and we will be able to see Celestial Park and the rest of Epic lit up. This is so, oh my gosh, this is me. See this guy right here? He and I are kindred spirits because he's just floating above with a giant grater and block of cheese. and I respect it. I respect the heck out of it. We are probably going to order at the table, but just walking through to check out the rest of the view here at the Pizza Moon. I probably don't need to do that. It is so beautiful in here. I love the light fixtures. I love the like circus acrobats holding different pizza ingredients. None of them as much as the cheese man, but this woman has a shrimp and a meatball, and that lady over there has a clove of garlic and a pepper. And here, as we get to the main hub of Pizza Moon, are the registers. Oh, the Pizza Queen. Wow. This has given me so many niche, weird Halloween costume ideas. As always, you could pay at the register if you need to pay cash or wanted to speak to someone, but they're going to encourage you to use the app for mobile order. And here you have the pizza oven, which looks like a wood fire pizza oven, which is amazing at a quick service location, but it's shaped like a giant rocket, and the rocket fuel is what's powering the oven. And you've got more pizza folk up top. It is so whimsical in here. And you know we reward whimsy.
Let's take a peek at the Pizza Moon menu. Of course, they have pizza. They have some classics. They have the Space Cowboy, which is barbecue sauce, rotisserie chicken, pickled red onion, olives, and barbecue potato chips. Heck yeah. The giant mushroom, Pizza Moon pepperoni. They also have some baked pasta like chicken Alfredo, some salads like a Caesar, a couple of desserts, and then a selection of draft beers, wines, and some non-alcoholic bevies.
So many pizzas look amazing, but we have settled on the Pizza Lunare, which has got a roasted garlic bechamel, fromage de lune, which I believe means moon cheese, ricotta, pancetta, garlic confit, and it's made on a purple celestial ube crust. Yo, this pizza looks phenomenal. Holy moly, is that cheesy. It's so garlicky and so cheesy. Look at this mountain of ricotta. Plus the moon cheese has got a little funk to it, and you've got a little bit of saltiness from the pancetta. The ube crust doesn't taste any different than regular crust. It's really just providing a fun color. But the crust itself is cooked really well. It's baked nicely. It's holding up to all this cheese and all these toppings. I can say very confidently this is the best quick service pizza anywhere. And there are so many different flavors of pizza here. I already cannot wait to come back and try some other ones, especially the one with potato chips on it.
Yeah, that's some of the best quick service pizza out there.
It's the best quick service pizza out there. Alan, think of the competition in any park.
It's a rat.
That's some of the best food we ate all day. And it was a marathon of eating. Now, I do want to say they don't have to-go boxes at Pizza Moon, which I did find sad because I would have loved to take home some of leftovers, or if you're headed back to your hotel at the end of the night, that'd be great to take. But no to-go boxes now. But, you know, Alan, we've been eating all day. You know what we should do? Ride Stardust Racers at night.
And Stardust Racers is not the only thing that is beautiful in the evening time here in Celestial Park. This entire park comes to life with 1 million individual points of lights throughout the land. This is just stunning. We've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. It's like this entire park becomes a different place at night. Universal Epic Universe, I think, is just meant to be viewed at night, and it is gorgeous with all the twinkling lights. I can't wait to see Stardust Racers, which looks like comets streaking through the sky, looks like at night, and ride it.
One really cool detail is that all of the portals have a spotlight going up into the sky, including the Chronos, and then they meet up in the sky in their different colors. You can tell that Super Nintendo World's green, Isle of Berk is like a lighter color. It's kind of hard to tell between all of them, but Dark Universe would be purple, Wizarding World is blue, and then the Chronos is like white, but you can kind of tell there's a difference in them. But it's just a very cool, like, unified moment.
Turns out that Stardust Racers at night is incredible.
It's fun during the day, but oh my god, is it fun at night. Like, during the day, I didn't get any of the, like, stomach in your throat feeling. I got it multiple times. Could have been the Pizza Moon, if I'm being honest. But that was so fun, totally worth going at night. Highly, highly recommend.
And you know what else is totally worth seeing at night?
This whole park.
Yeah, I know I said it on the walk over. I'm going to say it again here. Epic Universe is a park that is designed to be seen at night. You have to stay late to see it after sundown.
I mean, there's just, literally a million points of light. And it's just, everywhere you look, it's stunning. We also caught some of the fountain show that happens. It looks even more beautiful at night, and they include the fountains, like Alan said way earlier today, all along the whole length of the park. It's just so beautiful. Highly recommend seeing it at night. Night Gremlins, we won this one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, that brings us to the end of our day here at Celestial Park, our last of the portal guides. So that means we have to answer some questions.
First up, must do in Celestial Park, Stardust Racers at night.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. So much fun. So different. Even more fun than during the day. Thrilling, exciting, beautiful. Absolutely.
For me, while my gut is to say, hey, literally my gut is to say Atlantic, I also understand that that's not a must-do for everybody. But I do think if you're here, you need to see the fountain shows. They are so fun. I think what they've done with these fountains are amazing. It's such a beautiful dance with water. You should see at least one of the shows.
And again, they don't have set times. You don't have to, they're not long, but it's just a nice little moment when you're in the park. I can agree with that. All right, now we did a lot of eating today.
Oh my God.
A lot of eating today. It was a marathon of eating and drinking. Normally we just say, what's the best thing you ate or drank in the whole day? But we did too many things. So we're gonna say, what's the best thing you ate? What's the best thing you drank? And I'm putting a caveat, we're taking Atlantic out of it. Atlantic was amazing. That would, I think, be both of our top choices for food and drink.
Yeah.
So just know it was incredible, but let's stick with quick service.
For me, Pizza Moon.
That is correct.
That's just the best quick service pizza that you're gonna get at a theme park.
That is correct. I loved Pizza Moon, but since you said that, I'm gonna go Frosty Moon. Oh. I loved that cookie butter soft serve. I loved the Lucky Charms marshmallows on there. It was a simple yet delicious treat on a hot day in the park.
Turns out the moon knows what it's doing.
Were you trying to make it?
Yep. Moving on. My favorite drink was the Red Strike. That was delicious.
Oh, from Bar Zenith?
From Bar Zenith. What about you?
I am going to also say the drink I got from Bar Zenith. I forget the name right now, but that cucumber drink was so refreshing. And bonus, we got to sit and watch some of the fountains. It was awesome.
Now, the final category is something that we don't love doing, but I think is important. If you only have one day at Universal Epic Universe, what can you skip in Celestial Park?
Eating at every restaurant.
Yeah, don't do that.
Eat at one.
Don't do that.
Eat at one or two. But for me, the thing I enjoyed the least today was the bao, the vegetable bao. The consistency wasn't very good, and there's so much good food in this park that does not make the cut for me.
For me, it was the carousel. I think it's so cute. It is certainly a leveled up carousel, but if it's got a 30-minute wait or more, don't wait for that. It is a filler attraction in its truest sense. I think if you're going to wait, do it at night. Otherwise, don't.
At night, it did look like a party, I will say that. Also, we cannot forget the greatest part of Celestial Park, Captain Cacao, who I would follow into any battle. So thank you to Universal for not only bringing us this incredible theme park, but making its mascot a bear. That is the end of our Portal Guide series, as Alan said, but we've got plenty more epic content coming. Let us know what you want to see from the newest theme park down below.
But until next time, friends, please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you are new, follow us on all of our socials, come join with the Man Fam on Discord. We'd love to have you there. The links for all that are down below.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it has been Celestational. I'm going to go buy that Captain Cacao shirt now. Bye!
Celestational.
Out of this world!
Yeah, that's better. That's better.